Welcome to Mick and the Phatman talking music, life and everything from the 60s through to the noughties. Well, welcome everybody to Mick and the Phatman episode number 18. We are coming to you live from Sydney, Australia, where we continue to be locked down and are now receding into the crevices of our own minds. In my space, I've been exploring the anterior prefrontal cortex, and in particular, there's a specific brain fold within that region, the paracingulate sulcus. I've been looking at its morphology and its role in hallucinations. And just let me say, it is fascinating. Mick hasn't been coping that well. He's been curled up in the corner, tugging his todger most of the time. But the light is at the end of the tunnel and getting brighter by the day. G'day, Mick. How are you going?
I'm looking good. I'm feeling brighter by the minute.
The end of the lockdown is nigh, my son.
Yeah, I can feel a big man hug coming on, mate.
Yeah, I'll be over there. I'll be giving you the big embrace as soon as we can get out of here.
Fantastic. Yeah, hope it's not as intimate as last time. That was very embarrassing for all concerned.
Well, if people wouldn't watch us, they wouldn't get embarrassed, would they, eh? Anyway, mate, let's move on. What have you been listening to this week?
What I'm trying to do is create a precedent for saying something and then going directly against it a couple of episodes later. You might recall a couple of weeks ago or a couple of episodes ago that surprisingly we slagged off somebody, and it was Miley Cyrus.
No, we wouldn't have done that. We love her.
I know. Well, she of the twerk. I was looking through some old stuff as I want to do on occasions.
Yeah, because you're old.
Well, that happens. And came across a reference to "Heart of Glass" by Debbie Harry, and Blondie.
Mm.
Miley Cyrus has apparently done that song, picked up that song and done it live in concert recently for an iHeart concert. And Debbie Harry gave it a big thumbs up. She said it was a really good version. So I thought, okay, I'll have a listen and see how bad it is.
Yeah.
Well, blow me down. It's bloody good. It's Miley Cyrus. I've eaten my words. Well, at least for this song, it's nothing like the trite rubbish that she's done in the past.
Oh.
And she's actually reached back into the 70s for the sound and the style. And I listened, really enjoyed it, and thought, I cannot believe how well she's done this song, and I can see why Debbie Harry has praised it. She's gone back, even the singing style, it sounded a little bit like the fellow from Psychedelic Furs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she's really gone back to time and date and recorded this terrific version of a terrific song. So it was great.
Well done, Miley, if I do say so. I think Billy will be very happy with that.
I think so, yeah. He's still got a mullet, though.
Yeah. Well, who knows what he's been up to. Actually, I did listen to a song that he was on. Who was that by? Somebody in there, somewhere around the place. But anyway, so before I go on to what I've been listening to, I do have an apology from the last show. You had a mea culpa the last episode we were on to, and so I thought I'd do the same when we were talking about John English and Turn the Page, which I incorrectly said was by The Who, but in my old man brain, I was actually thinking about another song he did, which was written by Pete Townsend in 1991, which is Behind Blue Eyes, which John English did cover in 1977. So just a bit of old man befuddlement, that's all. And oddly enough, he was apparently a bit of a fan of The Who and actually performed quite a few of The Who songs when he was live, which I don't think I ever saw him live all by himself. But anyway, he was quite the... John English was quite the performer, and in Australia he actually had 18 singles, believe it or not, and 14 albums that went into the Australian charts.
Well, he was great. You might recall one time we went and saw them at the Hordern Pavilion, and it was when Sebastian Hardy was backing him.
Oh, now hold on. That was not the Hordern Pavilion. Wasn't that the Opera House?
Really?
Oh, look, I don't remember exactly, but
look, the sound quality's about the same.
Yeah, anyway, that's right. The Horton always had great sound.
And he was great live. And Sebastian Hardy was a very capable band.
Sebastian Hardy, I'd forgotten all about them.
Yeah.
What was the name of the keyboard player? Mario Milo or something like that?
Yeah, Plavsic. Yeah, they had a couple of Serbian names. I forget their names.
Yeah.
Mario Milo and something Donald, was it?
No, I don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Peter.
Good band. Now, I'm pretty sure we saw them at the Opera House down in that little thing underneath.
The forecourt.
No. There's a little, you know how there's the concert hall and there's the opera hall, and then there's a playhouse type area actually physically underneath the big concert hall. Anyway, yeah. I'm pretty sure that's where we saw them. Yeah. Anyway, unfortunately, poor old John English had a early demise and died of a abdominal aortic aneurysm. He was being operated. Happens. See, he was a bit of a tall bugger, and tall people do have a little bit more of a tendency to get triple A's. Something we'll never be troubled with, I don't think, mate. And
no, sitting here happily at 5'8", mate.
That's right. And they used to, they often, well, not all the time, but occasionally these people have this thing called Marfan syndrome. But anyway, and they get triple A's and they rupture and then they die really quickly because the blood fills up into their abdomen. Anyway, probably shouldn't continue on about that little discussion. But I have
yep.
Sorry, go on.
So just one other thing, since we're talking about John English and we're talking about Turn the Page, I've done some more research and found that the cover version of Turn the Page was done by, believe it or not, Metallica.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, not one of their better songs, but not a bad version of the song all round. You can find that in YouTube and probably in Spotify. And I was a bit harsh in my first assessment of that version. It's not bad, but it is a fairly straightforward song.
Yeah, I'd like to see Miley Cyrus do it myself.
well, her and Debbie Harry duetting.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then they could go on through a sort of a Who catalogue of songs.
Now you're talking.
That'd be good. So anyway, I've been listening to Crushing, an album called Crushing by Julia Jacklin, pardon me, which was released in 2018. She's an Australian artist. Actually, she's originally from the Blue Mountains, west of Sydney, and sort of been described as a meld of dreamy indie pop and confessional alt country. I think that's fantastic, doesn't it? Anyway, it's good music, sort of stripped back, introspective sort of stuff, and so... if you get a chance, we'll put a link in there to Spotify. Have a listen to Julia Jacklin. All right, Mick, now let's see what you got hiding away in that old Globite school bag down there, mate.
Mate, the Globite school bag is packed to the rafters, packed to the gunnels today with something that was released in the last week or so. Rolling Stone magazine, the keeper of the lists, I think they see themselves as, has released an updated... a list of the 500 greatest songs of all time by their reckoning.
Ah, yes.
And has it caused some controversy?
Now, they first released that in 2004, so it's been a while, so it probably needs an update, doesn't it?
Well, maybe we can talk about that. I think there's been some pretty harsh changes and certainly perhaps a dose of political correctness in the new list.
All right, so how do they, very subjective little subject, but how does one, as far as Rolling Stones is concerned, create a top 500 singles of all time?
Well, what they've done is they've gone out and talked to people in the inverted commas industry, journalists, artists, record company executives, other people in various aspects of the industry, but they never asked us.
Nope, didn't get a call.
And given that we've got a fairly substantial investment in the music industry, I think that's a major league oversight on their part.
Yeah, I can't believe it, bastards. Yeah. So, and then what, they just put down their top 10 albums, top 10 songs, I should say, and put it all together and see what you got.
Well, it's pretty much like that. It sounds like a bibbidi-bobbidi-boo Walt Disney process, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does indeed.
Yeah. So yeah. In fact, what they do is they let everybody put down their top, I forget what it is, 50 songs, and they tally them all up and say, well, this song out of the out of all the votes that we got, this song got the most, this song got the next amount, this song got the next amount, through until they get the cut-off at 500.
So what song did get the most votes?
Who was number one? Let's have a look. Do we want to go to number one straight away, or do we want to just be outraged and controversial? Well, let's cut to the chase.
Let's just compare why don't we just compare the top 5, for example, and between 2004 and 2021. What's the number one? Number one in 2004 was Bob Dylan,
Like a Rolling Stone.
And now R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Indeed, R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
I think
Find out what it means to. I don't know why I do that. That's got to cost us listeners every time I sing.
I know. I bet you. Look, you like it.
Yeah, well.
And I think what we could do is put a like a swear box out there. Every time you sing, you've got to put 20 cents in the swear box.
Oh, yeah. That's eminently controllable. Look, I guess that my singing is probably nowhere near as bad as Johnny Rotten.
Yeah.
And he got 2 in the top 500.
Did he?
Yeah.
Well,
the Sex Pistols, they're active little numbers, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I guess they were. They probably do have a right to be in a list, given the amount of shaking up of the music industry that they did do.
Oh, I'm not critical of them at all. I love the Sex Pistols, and I can't wait till we do an episode on them. They're fantastic. But I won't waste some of the material we've got about them. But they're such an interesting, far more musical than they've ever got credit for.
Yeah.
But certainly to some degree, I think you used the word the other day, confected.
I did.
Yeah, and the Sex Pistols, I've heard them described as punk's boy band.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
So I'll just quickly, I'll just go through the top. I'll just quickly walk through the top 10 just for people who don't know. Of the new one, I'll just go through. Yep. So we've got Respect by Aretha Franklin, Fight the Power by Public Enemy, A Change Is Going to Come by Sam Cooke.
Yep.
Poor old Bob, Like a Rolling Stone, he slipped down to 4.
Yep.
Smells Like Teen Spirit, Nirvana, of course. Yep. What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Strawberry Fields Forever, the Beatles, obviously. Get Your Freak On by Missy Elliott. Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. And Hey Yeah by Outkast. So that's the top 10 in 2021. I'll just quickly go through the top 10 in 2004. Like a Rolling Stone was number 1. Then I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones, who had, obviously that song's got worse as the years have gone on. Imagine by John Lennon. Now that's interesting. Imagine by John Lennon was number 3 of the top 500 songs ever in 2004. What's Going On is still up there Imagine was number 3, I beg your pardon. What's Going On by Marvin Gaye is in number 4. Then Aretha is in 5 with Respect. Good Vibrations by the Beach Boys, number 6. Johnny Be Good, Chuck Berry in number 7. Hey Jude by the Beatles. Then Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, and Ray Charles, What Would I Say? So quite different, those top 2 top 10s. So 17 years has made some pretty big changes in overall. Well,
you can see it's almost like a changing of the guard 17 years later. This is the problem when you do any form of survey. It depends. Is the question exactly the same? Who are you asking? What are their biases? Have you changed the process at all? Is there any weighting given by the editors of Rolling Stone? I don't know.
No.
But you'll find that because back in the real world, I used to do quite a bit of surveying and for this, that, and the other. And geez, it's a bugger of a thing.
Yeah,
it's really, really easy to get it wrong. Even people who spend millions of dollars doing surveys, political parties is a good example.
Yeah.
And sure you remember, or perhaps our younger listeners, whoever they might be. Yeah, I'm sure everyone who listens to us would remember back in the 70s or 80s, Coca-Cola introduced New Coke.
Yes, they did.
Because all of their millions of dollars worth of surveying told them that that Coke drinkers would love it, and it would cement their place at the top of the soft drink totem, and it would be the final crushing blow for Pepsi, putting Coke at the top of the list.
Yep.
And we all know what happened. They released it. Everybody said, this is crap. And almost instantly, Coca-Cola pulled it off the market and went back to Classic Coke.
Classic Coke. That's right. They had Classic Coke. Then they introduced New Coke. Well, they already had Coke. Then they had New Coke. And then they brought the old Coke back and put Classic in front of it.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Would have cost them a couple of bob, no doubt. And but it was funny because the outcry over that, it was just enormous. Yet, as you say, they've done all their public surveying, they've done all their focus groups, and everybody said, yeah, that's delicious. But I think I get what you're saying. What was the question? The question was, does this drink taste better than this drink, potentially, whatever? Yeah. And yes, they showed that they can make their drink probably taste better to a different group of people, but 90% of the people said, give me my old Coke back, you bastards.
Yeah. So yeah, look, and it's just so hard doing surveys. So I really got a lot of sympathy for Rolling Stone, because I think they must have known that with the names and the songs that they came back with, they were in for a howling.
Yeah. And I think realistically they quite like a little bit of controversy in there anyway. So
cool, yeah.
If you got a list, I know this is kind of impossible. If you had the list and everybody goes, that's a fantastic list, it would die within a week. No one would care. But if you've got a list and it's got a lot of anomalies or issues or things like that in there, then it's going to live on for a little bit longer.
I think so, and the internet being the way it is, certainly you and I have found a lot of controversy on there, a lot of keyboard warriors striking a blow for what they think is right.
Yeah. So, what do you think of some of the maybe some of the anomalies that are in there, that just high level things that you want to talk about, mate?
Mate, I think that there's and before we go on, I think anyone can find this. This is really easy to find. Just type in Rolling Stone Top 500 2021 and the list will come up. It'll be a Rolling Stone. And obviously, at some point, Rolling Stone would like you to subscribe to their magazine, but this list is free. So
yeah. And by the way, we'll put the link, the Spotify lists. There's a 2021 Spotify list and a 2004 Spotify list done by other people. We'll point to those so you can have a bit of a scroll through and a bit of a listen as well.
Yeah, and although today we're going to point out some of the anomalies and some of the great things about the list, it's always subjective. So what you and I might think is terrific, and anyone who's listened to this podcast in any way would know the sort of things we're going to think is terrific, is going to be different from the 21-year-old who listens to his or her own music. And it's probably heard of some of these new songs, or the new artists. Whereas we look at this list, the new people are on it and say, well, who's that?
That's right. But even in the new stuff, there's still a lot of stuff that's actually quite old. Like I think there's a couple in there. There's not many that are 2021. And I kind of think that's probably right, because for a song to be one of the greatest songs of all time, I think it has to have a little bit of longevity to it before you say this is one of the greatest songs of all time. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, there seems to be a bit. You're absolutely right. In the new songs that are on there, there seems to be a bit of confusion between what's a great song and what's something that sounds like it's hot on the top 40 right now.
Yeah, and what's popular. A great song versus a popular song, two very different criterias.
Yeah. So some of the greatest albums, some of the greatest songs that we have weren't necessarily big hits on their first release.
That's true.
And people have listened to them and said, what the hell are they doing? And yet Bowie's done some of that. Even the Stones have done some of that. And there's numerous other examples on this top 500. Maybe some of these new songs will grow in stature as time goes along and as people think more about them and compare it to what's going on. But there are some songs, and one that really gets my goat, and it's a lot to do with the way music is created these days, and that's sampling. There's two songs on the top 500 where the songwriting credit goes to somebody who's got nothing to do with the song, because whoever was the production team sampled a bass line or the fundamental riff of the song. Walk on the Wild Side, for God's sake. Lou Reed got the credit for something by a band called A Tribe Called Quest.
Okay.
And I'm sure he could probably spell. Well, he can't spell anything at the moment now because he's dead. But I'm sure he had nothing to do with that song. But they sampled his bass line, and happy days. He gets the songwriting credit. It's a little bit like, you remember the Verve, Bittersweet Symphony?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a great single, and they were really happy with it. And the Rolling Stones said, "Hey, that's sampled from one of our songs in the late '60s," and sued them. And every cent that they made from that song went to the Rolling Stones, and it's been called the most successful song that Jagger Richards never wrote.
Yeah. I think also, this song isn't on the list, but Gautier, I beg your pardon, Gautier. He somebody that I used to know, that song, that's sampled from, I don't remember who he sampled it from, but some South American artist. Louis Bonfa.
Oh, I love his stuff.
Louis Bonfa from 1967. And there's actually not that much of it in there, but he actually acknowledged it and paid royalties to the family for it.
Well, that's fair.
That's fair. I like that.
Yeah. There's a couple of other, and the other sampling credit is for a band called MIA, and they did a song called Paper Planes, and they sampled The Clash.
Oh yeah.
So Joe Strummer et al. Said, "Thanks very much, we'll have that."
Sweet.
Yeah, and they got paid for it. There's a few other anomalies.
Yeah.
What the hell is Harry Styles doing in a top 500 of anything?
I saw that, and I had I just thought, we've gone from One Direction, which is not a particular, and we've gone solo, and we've put out a boring as batshit song, and it sits right next to Under Pressure by Queen and Bowie. Now, if you're telling me that Under Pressure by Queen and Bowie, a great song, is just a little bit worse than Harry Styles, well, you are fucked.
Yeah, I think you've done well to restrain your swearing, till 25 minutes into the podcast, mate. You've done well.
What are you doing to me, man? Who voted for this? Who voted for that? Oh, gee, I love Harry Styles. He's good, isn't he? Oh, yeah, he's so good. Listen
nice
to this
hair.
Song. Oh, lovely hair. I mean, just what's going on? Anyway.
It's great. There's still lots of Motown. And that 60s and early 70s American black music, which is just wonderful stuff. Yeah, and the songwriting teams have done very well. Well, continue to do well, because a good song is a good song.
No matter right.
Who does it and how long we last, or how long later. We take a look at it. Things like Lieber and Stoller, who wrote Hound Dog and Jailhouse Rock, which are still on the list.
Yep, good.
And probably the most successful songwriting team writing for other people, and I don't count the Beatles and Dylan here, obviously, is Holland Dozier Holland.
No.
And they appear 6 times in the list with songs like The Four Tops, I Can't Help Myself.
What about Vander and Young?
Who?
Vander and Young. Down Amongst the Dead Men.
Oh, that's a disappointment, isn't it? Well, again, take it back. There is bugger all Australian on this list, and that's because nobody asked us.
Yeah.
There's In Excess, but that's after In Excess became an American stadium band.
Yeah. And I think you're right. It does have a bit of an American twang to it. This list, doesn't it?
It sure does, and that's okay. That's where is Rolling Stone? They're in Madison Avenue, New York.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. If you did this list. And a magazine by the name of Mojo in the UK has done a similar sort of list. Very, very different people on there. And again, people we've never heard of because they're lower level English culture.
Yeah.
If someone did a comparison and an amalgam of all the lists, you'd have some different stuff on there.
Yeah, and I think realistically, the rise of hip hop has certainly dramatically changed the list here from 2004 to now. Although there still is some some good artists on the 2004 list, hip-hop artists on 2004. But hip-hop and rap are probably the big winners in this list, haven't they?
Yeah, look, it's not my favourite style of music, but I don't mind some of them. And what I do mind is the huge manufactured type of music. And you look at some of the songwriting credits and production teams on these 500 songs, and it's like a book. The production crew or the songwriting crew, it's looked like the guy who swept the studio after they finished recording, he got a credit.
Yeah, fair enough too.
Yeah, the guy who drove the taxi to get him there, he got a credit.
Myrtle got a cup of tea.
Yeah,
Bert bought lunch for everybody.
Yeah, and bang, songwriting credit. It's really quite extraordinary, some of these. And I'm not talking about like Black Sabbath and Queen, bands like that. They start right from the outset with an agreement that all the band gets the songwriting credit. So it stops all the jealousy of he got money and I didn't, and so on and so on. So a lot of really great bands have done that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, this is obviously music by committee.
That's it. Yeah, that's right. And you think of the Beatles, obviously Lennon and McCartney, and the Stones. The way they, Lennon and McCartney wrote pretty much most of their songs by the end of it separately, but they're always under the Lennon and McCartney moniker, aren't they?
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm going to just. Why don't you? So there's a lot of songs that changed. What sort of stuff came out of the list so that the new stuff could get onto the list?
Okay, well, I'm glad you asked. Here's a quick dip sample of what got deleted to make way for some of the new entries.
Right.
Brown Sugar by the Stones.
Gee whiz. You took...
Yeah. I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
That's interesting because I think the Joan Jett song that's in there is nowhere near as good as I Love Rock and Roll. In my view.
That's a classic, isn't it? Yeah. Alice Cooper, I'm 18. Yeah, maybe. I like it, but I love that period of Alice Cooper. I can see why that one probably, fair enough, it should have gone.
Yeah.
But speaking of should I stay or should I go, The Clash.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that's out. Highway to Hell by Akadaka.
You've got to be game to take a song like that out of a top 500 list, don't you?
Well, how game do you think they are taking Smoke on the Water out of a list of the greatest songs of all time?
One of the greatest songs of all time, for God's sake. Yeah. Frank Zappa and the Mama were the best place in town as well, weren't they?
Exactly right. Yeah. Piano Man by Billy Joel, Somebody to Love by Jefferson Airplane, Black Dog by Zepp.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's yeah. What else?
Well, your favourite, Janis Joplin, Big Brother and the Holding Company, Piece of My Heart, dropped out.
Yeah. No, I'm going to have a bit of a say about this. I mean, now, Janis Joplin was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995. She was ranked number 46 of the 100 great artists of all time by Rolling Stone, and number 28 on the greatest singers of all time, and cannot get a Guernsey into that list. But Kelly fucking Clarkson can. What the fuck? One of the greatest singers of all time, one of the best female voices of all time, cannot get a Guernsey into a list that has Kelly Clarkson in it? You have got to be fucking kidding me. What a load of bullshit. Who voted for that silly bitch anyway?
It's celebrity versus quality.
And another one that stuck in my craw, and they've tried to be a little bit more country, I think. There's a few more country songs in there as well. But the country singer Eric Church. Eric Church. Who the hell's Eric Church?
Yeah, I know. Who?
With a song called Springsteen. And yet, I'll give you another country singer that can't get in there is Emmylou Harris. She can't even get in there, but Eric Church got in there. Good on you, Eric.
Well
fucking
done.
Goose.
You can take your gong along with the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, God almighty. And I'll give you one more. Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. Call Me Maybe is in a top 500 list. That'll be forgotten in about 6 months' time. What a mediocre piece of pop shit.
Yeah, there certainly is a bunch of these outrages. PC, woke was the word you used before. I think there's some balance to some active action on the part of Rolling Stone to make it a little more politically correct.
Yeah.
Although, look, I'm at a loss to find how that can be. If it's politically correct racially, all of the Motown stuff, and there's a lot of that sort of songs still in there in that list. Bill Withers, he got 4 gongs in there.
Yeah, good on you, Bill.
Yeah, and I love his stuff.
No, it's great.
Lean on Me, Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. Really beautiful, well written, well crafted songs.
Songs, Michael, songs. There's another one that I just saw I'd forgotten about. Yeah. The Police. So you said before they took out Roxanne. They took out Roxanne. What did they leave in there? Every Breath You Take? I mean, a band on their decline, and they put that song in and take out when they were actually at their prime. Yeah. Any of the songs off those first 2 albums would have been better than Every Breath You Take. But I do have to make a shout out to a friend of ours, Nick. How you going, Nick? Good news is, mate, Boston, More Than a Feeling by Boston has got so much better in the last 17 years. It was 500, just snuck in last time. It's gone up to 212. What a great day it is when Boston can move up 300 places in a musical list.
It's awesome, isn't it?
It's great.
I'll tell you something else that I find really strange about this list. It's the top 500 songs, right? So you would expect there'd be 500 songs on the list, but there isn't.
Oh.
There's a couple of songs where 2 versions of the same song have actually been included in the list. So Killing Me Softly with This Song, terrific song. Burt Bacharach and Hal David, great song.
Beautiful.
But both versions of it, the original by Roberta Flack and a later version by the Fugees. Now, there's not that much difference between the two versions, but it's celebrity versus quality. The Fugees, so you can't have a list without them in it. So, bang, they're in. And another fantastic song. Again, Burt Bacharach and Hal David, Walk On By.
Beautiful song.
It's a wonderful, perfectly crafted song. These guys are tradesmen. They're artisans in writing songs. But there's 2 bloody versions in the top 500. Yeah. So it's really only the top 498 songs. Yeah. Isaac Hayes and Dionne Warwick. I couldn't pick between them. I think personally I like Dionne Warwick, but the Isaac Hayes version is great too because it's a terrific song. You can't bugger up a terrific song.
But it's earlier. It's kind of the first, and that album, that Isaac Hayes album, is regarded as a great album all by its little lonesome, isn't it? So
sure.
Yeah,
I'm not criticising Isaac Hayes or Dionne Warwick or the Fugees, but to put 2 versions of the same song in there takes away spaces that they could have put in One Direction or
another Kelly Clarkson song.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
could have had all 1 and 2 of them. Bugger.
Yeah. There's another anomaly, which is a good anomaly. This is a bizarre list. Roxy Music. Now, anyone who listened to us knows that we love Roxy Music.
We do.
The song Virginia Plain.
Yep.
Didn't even make it onto their first album, but it's on the top 500. And it's the only Roxy song.
Look, Roxy's probably not going to get a dozen songs on this list.
Not in America.
But that's not the song I would have put on it no matter what.
Yeah. Well, if anything, because we like it, that's probably mitigates against it a little bit because it's a little bit jarring, a little bit edgy. It's certainly not Walk On By or Killing Me Softly with This Song. It's a song without a verse and a chorus. It just goes. Some edgy synthesizer treatments and things like that. Wonderful piece of music. But really, in this list, right next to Woody Guthrie and Bob Dylan.
But I'll give you the good news. There is some good news in all of this, Mike.
Oh, yes, good.
That there is a way that we can, no matter what, still love Africa by Toto. Any song that can get Kilimanjaro and the Serengeti into a song, and you can rhyme Serengeti with company. What do they rhyme it with? Company? Oh, I can't remember now, but yeah. So I mean, that's a good list, and I think the thing is that it's remained as good as it always has. It's gone from 450 to 400, but you know what it knocked out of 450, out of four, knocked off.
What?
Neil Young. Powderfinger's down at 450. Powderfinger is at 450. Powderfinger, it's 450. Toto's Africa is better than Neil Young's Powderfinger.
It's hard to see, isn't it? It's hard to see. Yeah. Well, Toto, to give Sydney DJs and musicians, Jay and the Doctor, some credit, their great line is Toto. 30 years, 3 great songs.
The other one there is I saw that the Beatles went from 23 down to 12, and I think that's probably okay. I think 23 is a bit too many, Dave, in a top 20, a top 500.
I think so. I think so, yeah.
12 is plenty.
Yep.
Something
else that struck me as not strange, in fact, quite good. Aretha Franklin. You cannot argue with Aretha Franklin anywhere in the top 10.
No.
To be at the top, I think that is just a wonderful song. If you want to buy into that argument, it's politically correct because she's a black singer, and she's fan-bloody-tastic. She's really good.
She is.
But one of my best memories of that song is, you remember the old show Moonlighting, which was Bruce Willis's first Guernsey. First Guernsey in the media.
Yeah.
He played a young brash private investigator by the name of David Addison. He had hair.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did too. He was very suave, wasn't he?
He was very suave indeed, and he used to do a lot of singing of sort of classic rock songs. And I can remember him sort of bopping into the room, singing RESPECT, find out what it means to me, and that was great. And that was probably one of my first exposures to that song. So I've got a lovely mixed memory of that song, and so I have no problem at all with that being on top.
I will say though that because you sang, then there's $1 in the swear jar, mate.
Thanks, mate. Yeah.
I tell you who I do like that's in there, and that's Nicki Minaj with Super Bass, because she's got a little bit of notoriety of late, hasn't she? Did you hear her talk? She tweeted just the other day that I'll read the tweet. My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married, and now the girl's called the wedding off. So pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. Watch out for your gonads, mate. That's all I can say.
Well, I got vaccinated and nothing happened to my nuts.
Well, the funny thing is I saw on YouTube Tucker Carlson, actually, because Tucker Carlson's a bit of a wanker, but he's on
a good day.
He's got hold of this tweet and sort of going, well, there you go, folks. That's pretty important to have a listen to. But then he followed it up the next day with saying, just to be clear here now, everybody, that it's not Nicki Minaj's cousin who got the swollen testicles. It's his cousin's friend. So just be aware of that, because I'm sure Nicki Minaj's cousin was down there in Trinidad. Everyone's going, hey, you got all the swollen balls, mate. He's going, no, it's my mate. It's my friend. It's not me. Oh, God. Anyway, Nicki Minaj's Soup Boss is not a very good song, I don't think.
Yeah, fair enough. I would agree with that.
And it's so good, in fact, it's better than Powderfinger by Neil Young.
Which regularly gets in the top 5 of all of the best ever songs by Neil Young.
Yeah.
Who gets a good Guernsey, but not as good as he deserves in this list.
Hey, listen, I'll just read out a couple of comments that are actually on the Rolling Stone list, because a few people put up a couple of comments on. There's one by a Rockefeller. He says, any list of 500 that includes Billie Eilish is as boring as the list itself. So there is no integrity and no system. It's just a group of nobody you have ever heard of casting votes and virtue signaling as hard as they can. That's by Quincy. And then what was the other one? This one here by Charter. Public Enemy, Fight the Power, the second best song ever. Come on. The message is great, but every other song in the top 100 beats it in every other sense. Let's be sensible and put Marvin Gaye's "What's Going On" into number 2. That's got message. Yeah. That's got the message, the music, the lyrics, the beauty, the lot. And that's I think that's actually a good point. Someone else said about Public Enemy, that's not even their best song.
Yeah, it's very much celebrity and popularity over quality.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Another person who's not in there is Katie Lang. I mean, I'm not a massive fan, but if some of those other people are in there, she deserves to be in there.
Well, that's true enough. Yeah. It's a comparison. How did you get in when she didn't? Yeah. And again, how did half of these people get in when Janice didn't?
Oh, I know. Although Jefferson Airplane lost somebody to love, but they got White Rabbit in there, which I like White Rabbit. And Billy Joel, Piano Man's out, but what's he got in there now? He's got Italian.
Of all songs, it's a wonderful song. But
great song.
Really?
Great song. Great. I think it's better than Piano Man, but yeah. What about Mott the Hoople, mate?
Well, Mott the Hoople's another good example. I don't know what the bloody hell they're doing in there, certainly with an American list. But Mott the Hoople is another good example of a songwriter who is not the artist appearing on the list. It's a Bowie song.
I know. I mean, if anything, it kind of sounds more like Bowie than Mott the Hoople. It's not a. I mean, it's
very much so. Yeah.
I mean, it's all right, but it's not great.
Yeah.
I don't think.
John Coltrane's on the list.
Yeah, I know. Nothing wrong with that, but gee.
I mean, he is nearly as good as Kelly Clarkson.
Well, that's right, nearly.
Yeah. And look, I don't know. I love John Coltrane. I think he is absolutely fantastic. Coltrane, Davis, all people of that ilk, I really, really adore their music. But a lot of people, their only exposure to John Coltrane would be Lisa Simpson.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. It's funny, isn't it? What was that show? What was that episode? I can't remember now.
Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Yeah. So yeah, let's move it right out into the whole cultural wasteland.
That's right. That's right. Little Richard's there. That's reasonable. Yeah. Zeppelin's there. Kashmir, Stairway to Heaven, Whole Lot of Love.
Yep.
I don't mind that.
No, I think that's. I'm surprised that it's so few, but you can't have everything. Led Zeppelin broke up 40 years ago.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They should be happy with that.
Yeah.
Lord. What do you think about Lord with Royals in there?
Look, I've heard some of her stuff, and I think she's got a terrific voice. I don't know that she warrants a huge presence, but I'm not averse to having her on the list. I think that's fine. It comes back to the song, and how they make that song, of a quality that wants to stand for all time. There's 2 Smith songs in the list.
Is there 2? Is there? I thought there was only 1.
Yeah, How Soon Is Now, which is obvious.
Yes, which is great.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it's at 421. I'm disappointed that it's about 200 shy.
I know, it's lucky to even be in the bloody list, but anyway.
And then another one, There Is a Light That Never Goes Out. Now, I'm a Smiths tragic, so I love that song. But is it better than How Soon Is Now?
No.
I think not.
No. Definitely not.
Yeah, it's really quite extraordinary, the stuff that's in there, and my view on Lou Reed and the Velvet Underground.
I do,
and he gets a big Guernsey in there. Lou's got quite a few different tracks in there, both his own stuff and the stuff he did with the Velvets. Waiting for the Man, Sweet Jane, no heroin though. Funny about that.
No, but Waiting for realistically though, I think Waiting for the Man's probably is a slightly more accessible song than Heroin.
You think?
Just
Waiting for the Man is a perfect rock and roll song. Yeah, as Lou Reed said 30 years later when he released the New York album. Yeah, 2 guitars, bass, and drums. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Nina Cherry, God Almighty. So no, Neil Young's only got After the Gold Rush, Heart of Gold, and Powderfinger.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sad exposure, isn't it? Yeah.
I tell you what I listened to the other day, because I actually put the that playlist, I was listening to it in the car as I was heading out the other day. Up came Muddy Waters and Manish Boy. What an awesome song.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, some of these songs, they just remind you of songs you knew, but whoa, what an awesome song.
It is awesome, but you know what's even more awesome? How many of these songs have made a run through our podcast already? Now, Manish Boy, done by Muddy Waters, written by Bo Diddley.
Oh.
Yeah, Ellis McDaniel. So Bo Diddley gets 2 Guernseys in this list. And you recall that I mentioned that I saw Bo Diddley on the same bill as Sherbet and Cold Chisel at the Hurstville Civic Centre.
Hello.
So it all comes together.
It does indeed. The Hurstville Civic Centre reunites. Yeah. I also saw Michael Jackson's got 3 in there. Beat It, Billie Jean, Rock With You. I'd like to see Eat It in there.
Yes. Weird Al doesn't get a Guernsey at all.
No,
really
poor old Weird Al. Very disappointing. A little bit of piano accordion music from Weird Al will be good, but never mind.
Yep.
What was the other one? Oh, Mariah Carey and Fantasy.
Yeah.
God, you must be kidding me, right?
It's hard, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, it's just an abysmal song.
Are you serious?
The Mums and Papas got in there with California Dream, which is, I guess, okay. The other one I was thinking of was Louis Armstrong. Oh, now what was that other one we were talking about the other day? We mentioned it doesn't matter. I'll move on. Phil Spector.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And there's a good smattering of Phil's stuff all the way through the list, and much of it is before he went insane.
Yeah, and wanted to kill people.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I think the Ike and Tina Turner song is a classic, and Be My Baby is also another sort of really probably the first example of the wall of sound happening. Yeah, so good songs nonetheless.
Yeah, look, he was great, Phil Spector, and certainly a groundbreaker, and it just highlights and makes it even more sad where he ended up.
I was reading something about that Be My Baby, and I think it's not an overly complex song, Be My Baby Tonight. And it was something like 50 takes he made them do with that song to get it the way he wanted it to be. Yeah. So he's he can be he would be an interesting man to work with, and I think
or not
or do as you're fucking told, or else the gun's coming out.
Yeah. Here's one that I'm not really sure of. Taylor Swift. Now, I've never been able to get into Taylor Swift's music, but I suspect that's a bit of bias on my part, in the sort of pretty young girl doing poppy stuff. And I've read lots of stuff where her lyrics are interesting and well thought out, and certainly a lot of social comment in her lyrics, and a lot of meaning in her lyrics. But I don't know, is Taylor Swift as good as the Talking Heads? Is Taylor Swift as good as Neil Young? Does she deserve that sort of all-time great bannering in this list? She's got 2 in there.
I don't know. I'm with you on this because I just don't know. I'm not really a fan, or I'm not really anything in relation to her. So it's sort of maybe time may tell. In 20 years' time, just as they're laying us to rest, we might be saying, we're wrong. She was the greatest artist of all time.
Well, exactly. Nice to see Marquee Moon by Television got in there.
Yeah,
so there's quality over celebrity.
Yeah, that's right. No, that's good, because it's one of those ones that could have not been anywhere, at all.
Well, it could have, yeah. So sometimes in these sorts some lists, mistakes of top quality slip through.
Yeah.
But lists can be manipulated.
Yeah. Okay.
You remember in Australia, a lot of people would be familiar with the Triple J Hottest 100, which every year, and it's been going for 30 plus years, has set itself up as the compendium of the best songs of each year.
Mm.
And they had a DJ, Maynard Krabs, in 1990, who said, wouldn't it be funny if I could get in amongst all these too cool for school songs, ABBA? So he started a campaign, and on his breakfast radio program, he's saying, "Don't forget to vote ABBA Dancing Queen in for the Hottest 100." And a lot of people picked it up. They didn't have social media at the time, so it became one of those fun things. And the coolest of the cool was so pissed off when Dancing Queen appeared at number 48 in the Triple J Hottest 100, simply because of one bloke who had a platform, a radio show, and agitated for it.
Yeah. So it is interesting. So as you know, you can do that. Tom Gleeson is another person who did that. Tom Gleeson, an Australian comedian. Yeah, he did that in our with our Logies.
Oh yes, he did. Yes,
where he got what's the guy's name who was can't think of his name now. Anyway, the guy was actually not on television. He ended up winning the Gold Logie because Tom Gleeson was, and then the following year Tom Gleeson won the Gold Logie himself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. Now the other one that stuck out for me was Billie Holiday.
Yeah.
1939, that song.
Yeah.
And I had to listen to it. It's an unusual song because it has an intro that goes for about a minute.
Yeah, let's see. Billie Holiday the song is...
And is it one of the greatest songs of all time? It seems to be a very important song. I'm not going to diss it. It's a very important song. It's one of the early black rights sort of songs that was, very unpleasant topic. But is it a great song? I don't know.
Well, look, I know when we talked about this, you had some reservations about that song. I think it's awesome. I think it really is an absolutely awesome song. She didn't write it, of course,
no.
But it's a protest song at its most extreme.
True.
It's about sort of people being lynched in the South, and strange fruit are dead bodies hanging from trees.
Mm.
Okay, now the imagery in the song, the way the sound of the song all fits in beautifully, and again, Burt Bacharach and Hal David do one sort of perfectly crafted song, and this is another. You listen to it and you think, what a wonderful song. Shit, is that what it's about?
Yeah, I read what it was about before I heard it, actually, I must admit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, that's just me. It's one of the problems with we're all different. Be a terrible world if we're all the same, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So, look, I don't think any of the things that we've raised an objection to on this list fall into that category where it's something we don't understand. It's just, we don't understand how it got on the list, but that's more of a quality issue than a than a songwriting issue.
Yeah, that's right. It's interesting. But Outkast, now, I must admit, I'm not a huge fan of Outkast, but I don't mind the songs that are on there. What about you? You're an Outkast fan?
I'm not, but I can see that the way they put things together, the way they put songs together, the way they produce them, the way they put film clips with the songs, and the subject matter, it's worthy of consideration. And they're obviously very successful.
Yeah, they're one of the most successful hip-hop groups ever.
Well, and that's successful not in the One Direction type of genre. They're successful because of all of those other things, that the quality of what goes into making their songs. So I haven't got a problem with them. They're not my favourite band by any stretch of the imagination. It wouldn't take much of a genius to work that out. But I certainly support them being in there. I think they're quite good.
Yeah, I concur. We concur, sir.
Indeed. See, we're just trying to establish our inclusive credentials here.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, I'm not a fan of Fight the Power. I know it's supposed to be good, but I'm not really a fan of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Again, that band, look at the environment, look at their whole work of music. They epitomise the angry black rap music that came out of Los Angeles as compared to the sort of rhyming gangster rubbish that comes out of New York. And I haven't, it's again not my favourite song, but it's got a lot of power in it. It's got a lot of great lyrics. And yeah, I can support that one as well.
Yeah. To be honest, I'd put Grandmaster Flash up there ahead of it. But
I love Grandmaster Flash, and I'm disappointed that White Lines didn't get a Guernsey.
Yeah. Just quickly, we're sort of running out of time, but I am a fan of the Doobie Brothers.
Early on. Is that pre or post Michael McDonald?
Earlier days, like often these things are, where we like things early. But What a Fool Believes is in there, and that's an abysmal song.
It's awful, isn't it?
It's awful, and they had so many great songs, that band, China Grove and stuff like that. But
Long Train Running, beautiful stuff. Yeah.
And they leave out the good stuff and put in, I don't know, something that's in their memory, I guess. Is that what it is?
Well, it must be. It must be. I mean, What a Fool Believes. You could put that on a Coldplay playlist.
Yeah. And I will look. I just reminded myself as well. One person who is in there is our mate Jeff. And
I saw that. Yeah.
And look, I'll take back all the nasty things I've said about Jeff, because Grace really is a pretty good song, and certainly better than a lot of shit songs that are on there. So Jeff, one for you. Good work. We'll let you off with that one, mate.
Yeah, well, good.
Yeah. Anything else you want to bring up before we call it quits, mate?
Mate, we could go on for ages. These type of lists, they're as much fun in the controversy as compared to the list. But I think what might be nice is we'll go away on the basis of this, and maybe sometime next year we might have a look at some other hottest 100s or top 100s. I know that Mojo magazine from the UK has done one, and it's a lot closer aligned to the sort of stuff we listen to.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. That's a good idea, actually. I think we should do that, definitely.
Yeah. And compare the balance.
And then we'll get the TV Week magazine out and look at the gold logies. Look at the logies for next year.
I think quality magazines like TV Week really deserve a bigger role in popularity surveys.
That's right, indeed, Lord, yes. I tell you one thing though, this whole list did get me excited about, because it's been some time since I'd actually done a pivot table in Microsoft Excel, so I got to do a couple of pivot tables so I could do a bit of analysis, and that was, that was exciting. I do love a good pivot table.
I'll bet it was. Now, since you mentioned Jeff Buckley, just because I always like to have the last word, you mentioned Jeff Buckley. His version of Hallelujah didn't get a Guernsey.
No.
But Leonard Cohen's did.
I know, I saw that.
And that's wonderful. So, again, a triumph of craft and quality over popularity.
Yeah. Because I don't like that. I don't like his version of Hallelujah personally, but,
Who? Leonard Cohen?
No, Jeff.
Yeah,
Jeff's
exactly
version.
right.
It's a little bit too, I don't know, what is it? Bit squealy sort of thing. I don't know what it is.
I think there's at least half a dozen versions that are way better.
It would seem to me that's the records you play when you're sort of late at night, when everybody's sitting around and they're all trying to crack onto birds and play this as they look how cool I am.
Did you deliberately put on your smoky late night voice then?
I did, baby.
I heard there was a secret chord.
Praise the Lord and praise the Lord. All right, so I think we might call it quits, my old son.
I think so.
So thanks very much for listening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this one. We're looking at hopefully getting out of lockdown over the next month or so. So hopefully we'll be able to do one together and look each other in the eyes and across a crowded room.
I think one thing,
yeah,
because this is so broad a topic and so controversial in many ways, I think it's a good opportunity for you guys out there in Mick and the Phatman world to put some comments in. Now, we've had some comments and they've been great, but here's a great opportunity to get in, throw your own favourite comments in. display your own biases and feed them back to us. So
yeah. I don't have a feedback question this week, Mick. Well, I do, but I think we've kind of run out of time.
We're out of time.
Yep. We're out of time. So don't forget, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. You can hit us up on the email, mickandthephatman@gmail. If you pick us up on the Apple Podcast, give us a review, or at least give us a 5-star thumbs up, all the rest of it. And we look forward to putting our next one out and hopefully get a bit more feedback. Mick, have a good time, and I'll see you eventually. Bye now.
Bye now.